Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna make apple crisp. Now I first got this recipe when I was, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna tell you how many years ago. Let's just say it was a long time ago for my first restaurant called the Main Street Cafe. So what I do is this time of year is normally I just throw away the apple peel, but I'm gonna save that because that is gonna go in the pot of hot apple cider just to give it extra flavor. Because on hot apple cider I'll do like a peel of orange in it with cloves stuck in it, but then you get that apple skin in, it's just gonna be even more rich. So these are Macintosh apples. Make sure they're not too soft. You can use Cortland as well. What I like to do is I'll make up a big batch of cinnamon sugar because then I can use it for pies or coffee cakes or apple crisp. So a handful of cinnamon sugar. You can take out the apple core, thank you. And then just kind of toss it around. Add a little butter, the Irish butter that was dabbed in there. Okay, here comes the big part. You're not gonna believe me, but trust me on this. About 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And yes, I eyeball it because this is probably my 100th apple crisp. And this is the same recipe in my cook, Reflections and Recipes of Chef Judi. The only difference is I did the raspberry, blueberry, peach cobbler because that was seasonal, okay? So you see about equal parts of flour and sugar. If you're unsure, a little more flour is always better than the sugar, okay? Next thing we're gonna do is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And again, I'm so used to making this that I can eyeball it, okay? So we're gonna just kind of give that a stir in there. And then we're gonna start adding the eggs. See, that's the problem on holiday cooking. There's so many things that are available. It's not mise en place, meaning everything in its place. Sometimes it's just really chaotic. And what I like to do is just when I map out how I'm gonna be cooking for the holidays, I also map out what space in the kitchen I need. So I make sure I know ahead of time if I need to borrow a neighbor's refrigerator, freezer. And then what you're gonna do is look at this. This is the texture of how I want you to feel with it. It's almost like working with pie dough, only this you can work more easily with, okay? You don't have to be as sensitive. 2 eggs, but if you see, look at that, I eyeballed. And so 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, a white sugar, not brown, and then the 2 eggs of baking powder, and we are good. Little dabs of butter on the apples, and then we can go ahead and sprinkle this in. Now this is kind of funky how I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be done because it's gonna go in a 350 degree to 375 degree oven. Now, a nice take on this is you can put some cranberries in there. You can even put some sliced pear in there to make it super seasonal. Melt a stick of Irish or French butter you really want. This whole cooking season, I only cook with the Irish butter. This whole cooking season, it does get expensive, but at least for these things, you want to use really good quality butter in your potatoes and all your desserts, and even if you have pumpkin bread on the table. Okay, that was it. You can do that, right? Even if you're not a baker. The reason why I learned how to make really good cobblers and crisps are because I'm not a good pie maker. And so this is a lot more forgiving. So that's in the oven if that's the job that you've signed up for, or you just feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have it in me for pie crust this year, and I called and the places I want to get pies from are sold out. Don't worry about it. Make apple crisp. We empowered you. You'll get to see a picture of it when it comes out of the oven in a little bit. Okay, let's check on the apple crisp. Yep, 45 minutes into it. Now here's the thing, you want to tap on it and you can pull a little piece off and you see that it's not dough anymore. That's perfect. So the apple's settled. If you want to get the full volume, you basically have to double the apples and then you make a trench so the butter doesn't run off. But as you can see, it's just really delicious. Cinnamon and sugar all melted in with the butter and the apples. It really is a comfort dish. Thanks for coming in the kitchen. I'm gonna see you again real soon.